What is an entity? An entity is a legal being. So you as a person are a legal entity. You can sign contracts, you can sign leases, you can get into a mortgage, you can buy a house because you are, as an adult, a legal being, a person. Well, you can also set up an entity that has all those same rights to do what basically you can do. And a legal entity, the most common one out there is what's called a limited liability company. And a limited liability company is the most common today. It didn't used to be 20 or so years ago, but today it is the most common thing out there. And when you have an LLC, limited liability company, then that can enter into contracts. It can sign for a mortgage. It can do things just like a person can do. Why do you want to have a legal entity? It matters. And it matters because when you go to, say, sell your company, that entity can be super important because different entities have the ability to do certain things within the tax code. So they might all have the same legal ability to sign contracts and that kind of thing. But for tax purposes, they can be really, really different. And that's, again, part of why a limited liability company is one of the best things out there because you can choose to be taxed as a C corporation, as an S corporation, as a partnership, as a disregarded entity. And it just has a lot of flexibility built in. If you don't have a legal entity and you have a business, then you are by default what's called a sole proprietor. What does that mean? It means you have a business, but there is no separation between you and your company. So if there's something that goes wrong in your company, then it means that what will happen is you as the person and all of your personal assets will get caught up in that problem with the company. And so that's why it's really important that you have your business in a separate legal entity. It helps you protect your family. Different types of entities are also C corporations, C as in cat, S corporations, S as in Sam, partnerships, limited partnerships, even trusts. All of those are entities out there that can serve a certain purpose. So before you go out and start an LLC because you found online how to do that, it's probably a good idea to talk with an attorney or your tax CPA. Explain to them what you are trying to accomplish. Is it you want to buy a rental property and you want to put that rental property into this entity? Or do you want to start a business? Is that business an online business? Is it a service business? Are you going to sell a product? And what kind of liability will you have? So all those questions come into play when you think about having the right entity for the right thing that you are doing. Very, very common that people have rental property. It's very, very common. When you have rental property, that's when a limited liability company can be the best thing out there. So make sure that you talk with somebody who understands before you go out and rush out and do things. I'm actually talking with a physician right now who's done some entity selection years ago that now it's coming to a point where probably need to make some changes really soon. And the reason is there may be a pending sale on this business. There may be some tax filings that were done correctly, and it can be really expensive to get all that fixed after the fact, a lot less expensive to start off on the right foot on day one. I hope this helps.